Let's talk about using the Robinhood credit card for the last 2 months. Has it lived up to the hype, to the expectations that we had? Then I'll fill you in at the end of the video about something I didn't realize was going to happen with the rewards. I made a mistake. I want to tell you about it so you avoid the same mistake that I made. Let's go. I've been using this beautiful little gold credit card now for almost 2 months, and I've used it for basically everything I possibly can. I've switched over utility bills to it. I've been paying for everyday things with it. And if you're curious, no one has asked me anything about it. Like whenever I first got the Apple Card, people were like, ooh, Apple Card, this is heavy, it feels cool. No one has said a word about this. So there's no like social hype you're gonna get from owning this card. It just is a basic gold card. One thing I do like is it doesn't actually have the numbers on the back. So it'd be hard if somebody stole this to try and like put in your numbers and make an online purchase and steal something from you. It doesn't work like that. You'd have to just use the tap, or you'd have to have the card owner's phone to get the card numbers off of it to be able to make an online purchase. And if you don't have numbers on the card, then how do you see the card numbers? Well, you can see right there, basically right here. If I touch that, then it'll ask for my Face ID and then it'll come up with the card numbers. I'm not going to show you for obvious reasons, but that's the way you actually get to access the information that you're looking for something like an online payment. But part of the draw of that is that you can make virtual cards, which I've done a couple of. So as an example, we made this card for a free trial of like a photo editing app, and it's called PicMonkey, and I just made it expire in 24 hours, not accept any charges. Boom, done. So that way you can sign up for the free trial that's going to last 2 weeks or whatever it is and know that you're never going to get charged by it. I also have one set up for YNAB, which is You Need a Budget. It's a budgeting app and service that I'm testing out for you because I want to try and figure out what the best way is to budget money. I hate budgets. I haven't found a single way that I enjoy, including my own spreadsheet that I've made. It's just too labor intensive. It's too annoying. So we'll see what happens with that. And so you might see this and go, Brendan, if you've been using this a bunch, how is there only $600 on the card? Well, we've already made a payment or two, so that's been good. Then I also kind of made a mistake when it came to making a purchase on this card. Because I got in the mode of like, I want to use the Robinhood card for as much as possible. I want 3% rewards back as much as possible. That's the claim to fame for the card. That's what I want. And so I had this in my mind to use the card, but I used it the wrong way. We returned something that we bought to Costco, and they said, hey, we can put the balance back on any Visa card. Just tap a Visa card to our machine and we'll put the money back on there. Great. Grab the Robinhood card like I always do, tap the thingy, and then it credited $550 back on our account. And that's handy overall for our cash flow situation because it canceled out $592 worth of purchases that we'd made. But the problem with that is it also removed the reward value of that much money. So it gave us negative 3% rewards for that $592, which took away our points. I should have refunded the money on any other card that didn't get rewards as big as this one so I could keep as much points as possible. And there's an unethical life hack for you. If you wanted to maximize your points with this and probably go against everyone's terms and conditions, Visa, Robinhood, Costco, everybody, you could buy things with this card to get the points, refund them onto a different card, and just try and farm points for free. I'm sure if you do that, you should be punished and your reward should be taken away, but I feel like that's the system that both Robinhood and Costco have created here. Some new developments since the last time we talked about this card though. Number one, whenever you start to use multiple cards, like you've got multiple people in the same family who have a card, I just thought everything would show up as if it was the same card because I would think essentially it is the same card. I don't know why it would be a different number. I mean, maybe it is. We'll find out. I've ordered a new card for my wife, and so we'll see if her number is different than mine. Obviously, the cards will look the same. They'll just have our different names on them. But what I didn't expect was this really cool family view within the app that shows you your different spending. So this is like a borderline budget tool for me because I find this really, really handy. It gives you a monthly, just at a glance view of how much you've spent, and you can click at the previous month, the current month, and then you can also break it down by person. So I can sort by myself or by my wife. I can look at all of our transactions really quickly with a tap. And then if I scroll down, I can look at my spending, the last thing I spent, my wife's spending. And I could see, especially if you had multiple card holders like teenagers in your family, plus you and a spouse, this could be really, really handy. Just have everything in one view and so easily track exactly where your spending is going. But of course, as you can see, we haven't spent any money on my wife's card yet. It hasn't come yet. She's put it in her phone, but I don't think she's used her phone for anything yet. And so I'll update you in the future whenever she does have her card and she's actually using it. We can see a breakdown of whose spending is where, because I think that could be a really handy tool. But now let's talk about rewards. Thus far, as promised, everything has been 3% rewards. There hasn't been a category shift. There hasn't been a hiccup besides that fact that I returned stuff from Costco when I shouldn't have. And so it tells you at the top your current rewards, your lifetime rewards, and then the same kind of incentivization structure is there as far as where they want you to spend money. If you want a statement credit, you're going to get the least value because I've got 2,000 something points. I'm only going to get $14 worth of statement credit. That's the worst way you can use points with the Robinhood credit card. As far as I can tell, the exchange rate for cashback, gift cards, and shopping are all the same. So with my 2,052 points, I'll get the same value of $20.52. But what I've been doing lately is this. Whenever they say redeem points for cash back, what that really means is transfer a cash balance over to your Robinhood investing account. Of course, these products aren't meant to really be used separately. Like no one's going to get the Robinhood card and not be using Robinhood investing because you've got to have Robinhood Gold to access the card. It's an accessory product for current Robinhood investing users. And so of course they can assume that you already have an account with Robinhood set up ready to receive money. Then if you wanted to from there, you could just take the money out of Robinhood, send it back to your bank account, and you've essentially got a statement credit for the full value. You just haven't directly applied a statement credit. So it's a tax on the lazy if you use a statement credit directly in the app. If you really want to do that, just transfer it through your Robinhood account and get the full value. But what I've been doing with it is actually investing that money. The Robinhood account that transfers to is my dividend investing account. And so this is an easy way for me to realize the benefits of this credit card in a tangible way that's going to produce income for me. It's going to give me investing returns over the long term, and I really like that. Until this card, what we've been doing with credit card points is almost always just redeeming them for stuff we would have bought anyway. Either gift cards to the stores that we're going to frequent, or we use them directly in something like Amazon and just redeem points. That's still a pretty lazy way to use your credit card points though, because as I'm doing more and more research on travel rewards, there are a lot of loopholes that you can find to either find deals on cheap flights, you can find promotional times whenever points are worth double, you can find another carrier's bonus program that you can transfer your points to where they're more valuable. There's a lot of leeway when it comes to credit card points. And so the actual value of the Robinhood credit card points are only great if you're fairly lazy. If you're willing to do all that legwork, if you're willing to play the game of the different travel carriers and fly here or there or be flexible on your dates and be able to manipulate those systems, you'll still get more value out of a different travel rewards program. Something like Capital One, something like Chase Ultimate Rewards, all of those hold more potential value for you, but it's on you to figure out those systems. If you want something that's still like a one-step benefit, if we're comparing the one-step benefit of this card versus that card versus the Robinhood card, I still really like this one. And so for that reason, I'm going to continue to use this card. Basically, as much as possible, I'm planning on it for the rest of the year. The only thing that might short circuit that plan is if my wife and I decide that we really do want to travel, we block out some time, we make sure that we've got that time that we can spend together and travel like overseas. I'll go back to using my Capital One Venture Rewards program because I just found out about this really cool website that helps you to utilize your points efficiently so it's not so much legwork. The website is apparently totally free. I just found it today, so I haven't tested it all that much, but it's called Point Hound. And what you do is you go up to the top, you go to book flights, and you go to top flight deals. And then it's super simple to maximize your points. You put in your origin airport, the date or date range that you're willing to fly out, the number of travelers and the type of seats you want. Then you click fetch deals. It's kind of like a dog theme. And then what it does is give you the absolute best credit card point deals. Like it's crazy. These featured deals whenever they first come up. JFK to Venice, Italy. 16,000 points, plus a little bit of cash on top. JFK to Prague, JFK to Amsterdam, to Copenhagen, to Ireland, to Milan. All these different things are really ridiculously low in terms of point value. And so this kind of website is great for somebody like me who's too lazy to do all of the legwork to really manipulate all those travel systems and maximize your points. It kind of spans that gap for you so you can figure out what the best possible deals are and then just book flights through your normal like carrier. It actually shows you kind of step by step how to go and book those flights because they're not a subscription. They're not sponsoring this video. They're not charging anything, or they're not even booking the flights as far as I know through them. You still go and book the flights like the normal way. I have no affiliation with the website. They just seem really handy and I want to share it with you in case you're somebody like me who wants to maximize credit card points, but you don't want to work super hard to do that. Lazy people unite. Let me know in the comments if there's anything you want to know about this card that I didn't cover in this video. I'm happy to get back to you either in a comment or potentially make another video to try and cover that topic because I think the card's really interesting. I think right now it's very appealing, but I also wonder what changes in the future could change that appeal and lower it. To see what kind of features Robinhood Gold has and how that ties into this card, watch this video next. Thank you to channel members for always supporting me directly. If you're here for the credit card but you want to know the basics of investing in the stock market, check out my course that's linked in the description, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.